Hi there, I'm Jestel Andrews from Eckert Center in Calgary, Alberta. Are you feeling burnt out from parenting a neurodivergent child? Let's talk about how to support your nervous system so that you can support theirs. If you're parenting a child with ADHD, autism, learning differences, or other neurodiverse traits, there's a good chance you've had this thought: I know what I'm supposed to do, but I just can't seem to do it in the moment. You've probably read the books. You understand the concept that your child isn't trying to be difficult, they're just having a hard time in the moment. And you desperately want to stay calm, connected, attuned. But you're human. There's noise, there's overwhelm, there's pushback. It's repetitive, it's again and again, it's the layers of all the things all the time. In that moment, something in you floods. Now, this isn't a failure in parenting. This is a nervous system response to chronic stress. At Eckert Center, we view family well-being as an interconnected system. So your child's nervous system, your relationship with each other, these are all shaping each other in real time. So when we say start with the parent, we're not saying you need to be perfect, you need to be calm, you are responsible for everything. That's not what we're saying. What we're meaning is that it's your capacity, how you're doing, that is the foundation that makes everything else possible. If your nervous system can have just a bit more space, then you will then be able to pause instead of react, to stay connected instead of escalating, and to respond in an intentional way instead of an urgent or impulsive way. So I just want to talk quickly today about 5 practical strategies. This isn't about having an hour of self-care a day. These are like small things, small reframes, small strategies. So number 1 is to lower the bar in hard moments. What I mean by lower the bar is put the expectation lower. In the middle of a conflict or a meltdown, this is not the time to teach a lesson, to fix any behavior, to try to get it right, or try to adjust and improve on any of the systems in your house. At that moment, the goal is just stabilize. The goal is to just stay in relationship, to prevent ruptures or bigger ruptures, to stay connected in relationship. And that's all. That's the only goal. Nothing else matters. Getting out the door to soccer practice on time. Everything else is a lower priority. Okay, number 2. This is about building micro-regulation moments into your day. So again, we're not talking long invested amounts of time that you don't have to invest in self-care. We're talking about how the nervous system actually really benefits from frequent, brief moments of regulation throughout the day. So this could look like stepping outside for 2 minutes of fresh air. It could be drinking your favorite warm beverage nice and slowly, noticing the warm cup in your hands. It could be sitting in silence in your car for a few minutes before doing school pickup. It could be doing some stretching while your child is occupied. So these moments add up, and these moments are all signals to your body that you are not in constant danger. I like to picture it like a balance scale. So throughout your day, you've got stressful cues accumulating, and they're weighting one side of the scale. So noise, demands, time pressure, emotional intensity. And what we want to do is we want to add some things to the other side of the scale. These brief, small moments add to the other side of the scale so that we're bringing you a bit more back into balance. We're giving your body cues of safety so that your stress level can come down a bit. We can't completely eliminate stress. We know that. That's not realistic. But we can make a difference in the amount of cues and the balance of that scale. Number 3 is to notice your early warning signs before you hit a wall. So most of us don't go from calm to overwhelmed instantly. There are preceding cues. So it's getting to know what those cues are. Are they tight shoulders? Are they the beginning of a headache? Being more irritable than your normal self? Feeling rushed or on edge? Brain fog? Increased sensory sensitivity, like sensitivity to touch or noise? If you start to notice these cues earlier, you have more choice You can name that you're beginning to get overwhelmed, and that sort of name it to tame it. It's like a simple phrase, but clinically what it means is it's helping you bring your rational mind, your thinking brain, your prefrontal cortex back into the picture and moving out of the threat parts in your brain, the amygdala activation. Number 4 is shifting from self-blame to self-understanding. So many parents experience intensely negative self-talk during and especially right after hard parenting moments. This is just a really important piece to name and to have self-compassion about, because the hardest part often isn't the behavior or the conflict. It's often what happens internally right after. And the way that we talk to ourselves after really adds to the suffering of the moment and the accumulated stress in our households. Saying things like, I should be better at this by now. I'm a terrible mom. I'm failing my child. Nothing works. I can't do this anymore. The big thing to notice in the moment is that these thoughts are not objective truths. They are the voice of an overloaded, overwhelmed nervous system trying to cope. When our system is flooded with stress activation, our thinking becomes more rigid, our threat detection increases, our self-compassion decreases, because our brain is trying to find the quickest path to safety. So it's trying to step up and get us through. What we don't want to do in these moments is try to argue with them about whether they're true or not and like get ourselves into a negative thinking spiral. What is helpful in these moments is to say, wait a minute, these are the kind of thoughts I have when I'm depleted. This is what my mind tells me when I'm depleted. So this is actually a clue to me that I'm depleted and not that any of these things are true right now. So instead of asking what's wrong with me, I'm asking what does my system need right now? Last one, number 5. Repair is more important than perfection. Sometimes we lose our patience. Sometimes we say things we wish we hadn't. Sometimes we raise our voices. The key is what matters most for your child's long-term emotional health and their relational development is not perfection, it's repair. So coming back and saying to them, oh boy, that really felt hard for me too. That was a rough moment there. I'm really sorry I raised my voice. You didn't deserve for me to speak to you that way. Let's try again. This is my plan for what we could do next time this happens. This is what models relational safety with your child. It's teaching them skills of emotional resilience and repair. These are skills that they will carry with them into adulthood. So if you're feeling burnt out and running on empty, like you're constantly on, like you're juggling all the balls, and if you stop, they're all going to drop. You're not alone. Parenting a neurodivergent child often asks so much more of you than most people really understand and can see from the outside. And you can't do that from an empty tank. You weren't meant to do that from an empty tank. Our role at Eckert Center is to come alongside parents. We're not just here to support your child, we're here to support you and your whole family. My final thought that I'd like to leave you with is that calmness is not a personality trait so much as it is a supported state. So support is something that we all deserve. If you'd like more information, check out the caption below. You might also be interested in a few of the child and teen series we have, My Amazing ADHD Brain, and You Make Sense, which is an autism empowerment, self-understanding, self-discovery course for teens. And then we also have the parent one that goes with the My Amazing ADHD Brain called Parenting My Child's Amazing ADHD Brain. So check us out online for more information or book a free consult call, and have a good rest of your day.